Did you do your work? I've been working on mine. I hope you've enjoyed the exercise of writing about your characters and getting to know them and asking them questions. I've been doing that too. Before I get started, I've got some housekeeping to do. Today is, well, by the time you're seeing it, it will have been several days. But this is my book birthday, the day that my book came out. So even though this will show several days afterward, I'm still celebrating. Why? Because I can. And this is my beautiful book for middle grade children, Destiny of a Diamond Princess. I'm so excited about this book. And I hope that a year from now, I'm sitting here telling you that the book that we've worked on together is going to find life as an adult author, an adult novel, a novel for adults. There it is. No, I haven't been drinking yet, but I'm about to. So while I'm doing this, make sure you've got your jammies on, that you're comfortable. You've got something to take a few notes, not even a lot. A few things just to keep in mind to help you this week get on with your writing project. Okay? Now, last week we talked about questions, asking our characters questions, asking ourselves questions about why we wanted to write what it is that we were writing. Now, I think I told you that my goal is to write a romantic murder mystery. So there is a murder, but there's also some romantic tension. And I don't know if I said this or not, but my character is going to be a woman of a certain age, like myself. I've got a lot of ideas and stories that that look back at life when I was, 24 and 36 and, just different ages. But I've enjoyed reading fiction that centers around older adults. And I've enjoyed having that open as what appears to me, at least, to be an emerging market. So I would like to tap into that. I have an idea that I think would be witty, and it's so I'm going to talk to you about our new topic this week, which is villains. Now, this may not be something that you need as much if you are writing a straight romance or literary fiction, although those types of books do have a certain degree of villainy. For example, in Emily Henry's book, Funny Story, I believe that was the title, the main characters, the male, female, and the male were both dumped by their intendants, their fiancés, and the fiancés got together with each other because they'd known each other in high school. They were trying to rekindle some kind of high school romance or whatever. And so the people they were in town to marry and visit are just sort of dumped by the wayside. Now, I don't know about you, but where I come from, that is high crimes and villainy. So, there you go. That villain definitely needed a workup in terms of who who both of them were, the man and the woman, who they were as villains or as people, and what would make them think doing something so dastardly could work out well for everybody. Like they could just, blow it up and then it's okay. So there is a certain degree of that. But I'm more, what I'm going to talk about now is villains and how I've created my villain for the novel that I'm working on. In my novel, the main character, I named her after my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, Emma Lee, Leigh. And, Emma Lee is a successful children's author, more successful than me, but she is an author illustrator, and she's extremely successful, and she has been for the last 10 or 15 years, and she's gotten kind of bored with it, and bored where she is in her life. She's in her, we'll say, mid to late 50s. And she's starting to look at her life, and her son has moved out. Her daughter moved out a few years ago. She and her husband are divorced. So the book starts at a surprise birthday party that they're having for her 58th birthday. And she is not in the mood to celebrate. This is a birthday she wishes she and everyone else would forget. But, celebrate they must. But she, as an older woman, she is starting to look at what's next, the next chapter of her life. Who is she going to be next, now that she doesn't have to be mommy and wifey and all of those things. And she has decided that since she always had this dream of writing a mystery novel, that she is going to go ahead and do it. And, wouldn't you know it, the guy that she arranges to visit for her first sort of research meeting is the person who winds up dead. And so she is sort of thrust into this mystery where for, a few minutes, she is looking kind of guilty because she's the last person that he called. And his log shows that he tried reaching her a few times, but she was driving home from out of state. Cell service wasn't great. She didn't have great coverage. It's winter. It's Michigan. I love mysteries that take place in the wintertime. So I just tried to lean into all of my things. And that's what I want you to do. Imagine this book, the way that, to the very extremes of what it is you would like to see. And this is a book I'd like to read. And, I did want to say, in the last video, I think I sort of misspoke. I said that the book that I turn to most often when I am trying to get serious about writing an adult mystery or an adult novel is the Janet Ivanovich Stephanie Plum series. And I didn't mean that was the only one. I just meant it was one of the ones. I love Janet Ivanovich. I love that. I love that series. But I believe that I also pointed out that it is very sort of screwball comedy. Think Lucy at a murder mystery dinner, Lucille Ball. But, Janet does that very well. That's not my thing. I've tried, in the early days of me saying, oh yeah, I'm going to write this, we're going to be just like Janet. And, when you set out to be there's one thing to be influenced by a particular book or a particular author. It is quite another when you start going down the path of, oh, I'm going to pattern my work to look just like theirs. It's a losing proposition because you're not them, and they will undoubtedly have strengths that you don't, just like you will undoubtedly have strengths that they don't. So Janet is one of several, but I do love listening to her books and reading her books for the humor and for the just the characterizations. I would love to have someone feel the kindred spirit to my character, to Emma Lee, that I feel toward her character, Stephanie Plum. So another book that is more, maybe a little closer to what I have in mind, and it's still a cozy murder mystery, still considered that, but it's a little more, shall we say, high fashion than the Stephanie Plum novels, and that is Richard Osman's The Thursday Murder Club. It's a great book, it's a great series, and if you like murder mysteries, if you like cozies, if you like something that's cozy adjacent, and that's kind of what I would look at Thursday Murder Club. I mean, yeah, it's the premise makes you think, oh yeah, it's a bunch of old people in a retirement home. But trust me, honey, you do not even move through the world like these old people, because it is all about the characterization. It's all about who they were before they got there that makes them who they are now. And it's a great cast of characters, just a great cast of characters. And again, I aspire to Richard Osman's level of characterization and world building. And there's on top of the sort of silliness and the humor and everything, there's a real sense of just heart-wrenching drama that's going on underneath the surface. These are older people, and they've lived full lives, and some of them are closer to the end than others. I'll just say that. So it's a great, as I said, a great series, a fun series. It's something that you can listen to in the car, you can read on the train. It's a good time. And whether you are of a certain age or if you're just a young buck, I still think that you can be thoroughly entertained with Thursday Murder Club. So check it out. So that's all I've got. I've talked way too much. Read Thursday Murder Club. Read One for the Money, if you'd like. And look at the rich characterizations in those books. All right, babies. See you in the bookstore. Bye-bye.